Yeah.
Hey yo, man, it's your time. Man, fuck poverty. Get this money, man. The fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's up? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy the Judgmental Podcast.
What's up, everybody? This your boy Phil back in here.
And I'm Leroy. So what's been going on, Phil?
It ain't nothing much. Just chilling. Just got finished working out with the wifey.
What type of workout? And
I did,
I don't mean it X-rated when I asked you that.
right. I did the bike. While I was on the bike, she was on the treadmill.
No,
And then when she got finished the treadmill, then I jumped on the treadmill. And then in between, I was jumping rope.
Oh, okay.
We put on pounds, so we trying to get our shit back together.
Okay, all right. Now, before we start, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to us, by the way, because we had a good roll with three good podcasts that a lot of people had gave good reviews on. The first
Which
one
three was that?
The first one was the episode with your brother Chit.
Okay.
That was a good episode. A lot of people liked that. It was more like a therapy session after I listened to it again. The second episode was our vegan chef royalty.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people liked that episode, and we got a good review from someone on. I don't think I sent that to you. Someone on the Apple gave us a good review of it. And the third one, last but not least, is the Leroy Hates Tupac episode. See, I made it a week, Phil, but I didn't get beat up or dragged down the street anywhere. So, no, it ain't. It's not bad as what it sounds like. So, yeah, three good podcasts in a row. That was a good one.
That's
All
because majority of the fans probably just don't want to hear sports. They want to hear other shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we mainly talk about sports all the time. So I guess they enjoy when there's another topic besides sports.
So here at the Judgmental Podcast, like we always say, we love the street entrepreneurs. Love the street entrepreneurs. Go on and get your money. Do your thing. fuck if it's illegal. If it's illegal, it don't matter. You do your thing. So here we got nonprofit violence in Boston founder, 41-year-old Monica Cannon Grant, and her husband, 38-year-old Clark Grant, has been charged with using $6,000 grant to take at use.
Man, when you get to it.
Charged with using a $6,000 grant to take at-risk youth to a Philadelphia retreat. Here's the report.
Breaking now at noon, federal fraud charges against the founder of the nonprofit called Violence in Boston, as well as her husband. Good afternoon for joining us. I'm Paula Eben. Prosecutors say Monica Cannon Grant and her husband took money donated to the organization and spent it on themselves. WBZ's Anna Milers at federal court to show us the charges they now face.
Monica Cannon Grant and her husband are facing serious charges of fraud and conspiracy, accused of spending money meant for community causes on their own rent, hotels, restaurants, and more. Monica Cannon Grant started the organization Violence in Boston in 2017 with a mission to help survivors of violence. And in 2020, she became a prominent figure organizing protests following the killing of George Floyd.
We have to realize that, like, all of us have to work together. And if some of us are doing a
Oh, she was working all right.
little bit better than others, then we should reach in to help.
Now, an 18-count federal indictment reveals scathing accusations that Cannon Grant and her husband, Clark Grant, used charitable donations on themselves. According to court documents, Cannon Grant and her husband presented themselves as unpaid leaders of the nonprofit. But authorities say Cannon Grant paid herself an income of more than $25,000 in 2020 and more than $170,000 in 2021.
Oh shit, 2021 was a good year for her ass. She went from 20 grand to six figures the next year. What the hell kind of jump of a job you gonna get? The same job, not a new job.
Damn.
In June 2019, Cannon Grant accepted a $6,000 grant for violence prevention from a Massachusetts district attorney's office. Prosecutors say that money instead went to a nail salon, going out to eat, hotel rooms, fuel costs, and car rentals. Authorities also say the couple collected more than $100,000 in pandemic unemployment assistance, though Cannon Grant was earning tens of thousands of dollars in consulting fees, and her husband was earning weekly pay from a job. The couple's accused of using the money on plane tickets, new furniture, to defray the cost of a motorcycle, and more. There will be a virtual court hearing for Monica Cannon Grant at 2 p.m. Reporting in
Now, that goes back when we talk about how people, it was just so easy to get that money when they had that pandemic relief shit.
Right. And I couldn't believe how Stacey was defending and saying it's not that easy to get. And all these stories I'm hearing and news articles and people in real life like bullshit.
Yep. In June 2019, she was given a check for $6,000 for a trip to Philly to give these young men exposure to community outside of violence-riddled neighborhoods that they navigate daily, the Boston Globe reported. Instead, the couple used the money to take a vacation to Maryland, eat at Bubblegum Shrimp Company, Shake Shack,
Bubblegum.
and other eateries, and pay for car rentals, Walmart purchases, and visits to a nail salon, the feds alleged. The indictment charges them in connection with three separate schemes: defrauding donors, lying on a mortgage application, and illegally collecting about $100,000 in pandemic unemployment benefits, according to the Globe. Clark Grant had allegedly been charged by the feds for allegedly engaging in pandemic assistance fraud after a raid at the couple's Teuton home last year, the news outlet reported. He was slapped with charges of illegally collecting unemployment benefits and making false statements on a mortgage application. They knew all that stuff going on anyway. And how can you make a false statement on a mortgage application? Don't they check all that stuff with banking records and all that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why they was letting all these people go, knowing it was bullshit, and then come back to try to lock them up later.
Yep, exactly what you said.
Exactly. Yep. And when I hear a nonprofit organization, they supposed to be like free communicate for the community and stuff like that. But who gonna spend all their money, time, and resources into something like that and ain't getting no kickback? That's why I believe all these nonprofits is really scams just for people to make a killing.
Yep. Well, we going to New York. Valerie Rosario, an NYC woman, is accused of holding an online date hostage for $11,000 in a twisted kidnap and torture scheme late night last month. A 24-year-old man headed to a Bronx apartment, believing he was about to hook up with the pretty brunette he met on Instagram. The news is so funny how they make those little cliches and everything. They're trying to be funny. It turned out to be a honey trap that nearly cost him his life. The woman he been chatting to was actually part of a group of sadists who spent hours torturing the kidnapped man, even stabbing him while demanding $100,000 in ransom on a FaceTime call to his horrified brother, Manhattan prosecutors allege. When police found the victim some 24 hours later, he was tied up, gagged in the back of the van, barely clinging to life. The beauty who allegedly lured him, Valerie Rosario, 22, is now facing charges of kidnapping and attempted murder over the sixth scheme. It was revealed in court last week. Prosecutors said the Lower East Side con woman allegedly coaxed the complete stranger, quote unquote, to an address on Marble Hill Avenue in the Bronx on February the 7th after they connected on Instagram. He arrived at around 1 a.m., which means booty call hours. And that's where the twisted torture session began, according to a criminal complaint. The three men barged into an apartment with one of them pistol whipping the victim, the court document said. Rosario and other accomplices then allegedly stripped the victim, placed him in a bathtub, poured flammable substances on him, and burning him with a flame all over his body. The charge of documents state. They also torment him with a knife, striking him about the legs, back, and body, according to the court doc. Sources said the sickos allegedly lured the victim to an apartment because they were driven by the money he flashed on his Instagram account. The defense attorney, Raymond Lovert, asked his client to be released on her own recognizances, pointing out that Rosario lives with her mom and brother and has a full-time job in a dentist's office. You got to be kidding me. Judge Soma Saeed cited the seriousness of the charges as she remanded Rosario in custody. The case is expected to be presented before the grand jury. So her attorney wanted her to get out because she lived with her mom and brother and have a full-time job. After she tied up this dude, she tied up the dude at having $100,000 ransom. And I don't believe this was a random hookup. I believe they knew who the person was, and I'm thinking that the brother was like he has money. I'm not gonna say he's a drug dealer, but I'm just going to say he has money, and that was their way of trying to get to the brother. Because $100,000.
Yeah, you are about to say the same. Anytime you start talking about $100,000, that means you had to have some type of inside scoop that they got that type of bread.
Yes. And then just because he flashed money on Instagram, so that means he got 100. If he flashed money on Instagram, that means he got $1,000 to be giving you.
People are stupid. You can go online and buy fake money that look just like real money and flash that shit on the screen.
Exactly. Yeah, I believe it's the brother is the one that had money, and that was their way of trying to get to that brother's money by torturing his brother. And that girl said, "Come on, good looking young lady." She said, "Come over and get that. The 1 a.m. That's booty call hours. And ain't nothing on TV. You can't. Well, I know New York is a city that never sleeps, but I'll be sleeping at 1 a.m. if I was in New York City."
But the thing is, she's a dumbass because you got an address, you got a phone number, you got like I don't know, like emails, you got IP addresses. It's all the stuff that once you get away, they're coming for you. They know who you are. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, that wasn't random. $100,000, no. All right, next story. We got a Navy sailor, 28-year-old Tyler Jenkins, allegedly kills wife and lover in an uncovering affair. Here's the report.
Navy sailor is behind bars, facing several charges after admitted to shooting his wife's boyfriend 3 times. Virginia Beach police say it happened Friday on Crystalline Place near Town Center. Allison Basil dug through court documents to try and find out what really happened.
According to court documents, before his arrest, this man, 26-year-old Tyler Jenkins, said to Virginia Beach police, quote, "What am I doing wrong? Did y'all get the gun that I shot him with?" Investigators say Jenkins, a Navy sailor, is behind bars for allegedly shooting his wife's boyfriend Friday night. It all happened inside an apartment on Crystalline Place near Town Center in Virginia Beach. Court documents say Jenkins' wife called 911 after the shooting. The victim is 28-year-old Timothy Talley III. Family members say he is also a Navy sailor, but he isn't stationed in Hampton Roads. Documents say Jenkins' wife told police she was engaged in a sexual act with Talley at the time of the shooting. She told investigators she feared for her life because she believed Jenkins tried shooting at both of them. Once police arrived, documents say Jenkins admitted he fired 3 shots at Talley and told investigators where to find the gun. On Facebook, several friends and family members of Talley are posting about him. Jenkins' preliminary hearing is set for May 12th. He faces charges of second-degree murder, attempted malicious wounding, and gun charges. In Virginia Beach, Allison Basil, 13 News Now.
Court documents show that Tyler Jenkins started in the Navy in 2014.
Well, here's the question. Isn't that a crime of passion?
I guess.
Because I'm almost on the husband's side, because I'm like, I would ask them the same thing. What did I do wrong?
Can't just kill somebody banging your wife in your crib.
Yeah, but he, like I said before, he could have said that I'm thinking someone was attacking my wife. I hear all this hooting and hollering. I'm thinking like he was raping her or something. So
she ain't yelling for help. She ain't fighting them off or yelling for help. She probably got a butt in the air or something. I don't know. I probably would have, like I told you before, I probably would have done the same thing. If I walk in and see something like that, I'm letting it rip.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I got pictures on the wall. You know, there's a man in this house.
Oh yeah, you're gonna know if somebody in there or not. Yeah, but the clothes, The clothes, not the clothes and everything, and like you said, pictures and all that stuff. You know what somebody else living in there. That's no excuse. That's no excuse for my man.
Yep, you playing with fire.
Yeah, and for y'all young men like this, if y'all want to do some dirt like that, don't never go to the woman's house. Never go to the woman's house. You don't know. People get off of work early. People will get off of work early. People don't work that day, and your ass be over there. And when y'all in there getting hot and heavy or whatever you want to call it, you're not going to hear anything. All you're going to hear is that door open and shotgun blast. You ain't gonna hear shit. So don't ever go to their house. There's hotels. What was you about to say?
No, I ain't see nothing. It just fucked up because it's a military, and I didn't confirm or not if the guy was in the military or not. I think he was.
They said he was.
I'm not sure.
They both were in the Navy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they both were in the Navy, but they didn't know each other. Supposedly, they didn't know each other. So shout out to her.
Yeah, even if you don't know each other, if this person is not living in the barracks, if he's living in housing, that means he's probably married. They don't just give housing to single soldiers. That's for families. So he knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least she was supporting our servicemen. I mean, hey.
Yeah, okay.
I shouldn't be
like
laughing.
I said, Navy don't really count for us anyway, unless you.
Oh, that's bullshit. Well, they say Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marines. That's what they commercial.
They talking about Navy SEALs.
No, they wasn't. They just said Navy. They ain't say anything about no damn SEAls.
We look at the Navy just like we look at the Coast Guard.
Oh my goodness, man. They ain't real, huh?
Huh? No, I mean, hey, not the same. Were they on a boat for most of their deployment?
Yeah.
A bunch of dudes on a boat.
Yeah, and now you're trying to be funny with that little line you just said there.
I'm just saying.
And then you got the Army versus Navy game. So what you got to say about that if they not real?
And they probably kick our butt all the time because we don't care about no football. We handle business on the field.
Bullshit. And you know that's bullshit.
Huh?
That's bullshit.
The Army's the first.
No, not that part. Not that part. I'm talking about the part you said that they don't care about football.
They don't really care about that shit.
Yes, they do.
That's like drill and ceremony. When I went to boot camp, everybody platoons was learning drill and ceremony and stuff, and my drill sergeant was like, I don't care about that shit. Y'all need to know how to shoot. So we came in damn near last place every time in drill and ceremony. That's when you do the movements with the guns and all that, if you didn't know.
Yes.
And we didn't really practice that much, so we looked at like trash when it came time to do it, but he didn't care. Long as when it came time to shoot and do like fucking land navigation and shit like that, we was on point. That's what he worried about.
So y'all just did half of work, huh?
No, that's not half of work.
Yes, it did, because you lost. You said you didn't do the
We did the real shit, not the playing around shit. Some shit pop off. Don't nobody care if you know how to dance with a rifle in your hand.
Well, next report. Shout out to I didn't send you this one. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed, because he's the only one I heard talking about it. And this is like how we talked about the True Colors Brewery, the brewery that never made a dime, and the dude got killed in the house. That story should have been more well known. Also, this story should be more well known. I don't know if they talked about it on the news or not, but Tariq is the only person I heard talking about it. So shout out to Tariq Nasheed. So we have Mason, Tennessee, a town in Tippin County with a population of 1,500, and according to Wikipedia, is 68% black with a median income of $40,000. Mason, located within 5 miles of the future site of Blue Oval City, a $5.6 million investment, the Ford electric truck and battery plant that represents one of the largest manufacturer investment in state's history. So they want to, okay, now as you see, that's a small town, and it's mostly black. So, most of the their government or their councilmen. I don't know what you want to call them. I guess you would say councilmen. Most of them are black. So Tippin County is like a white county, a majority white county. So they want to take control. All of a sudden, they want to take control over Mason because of that new plant coming. Because that plant is 5 miles from Mason. So a lot of things will probably go up. Housing is going to go up. It's going to definitely be more people going to be living there. If that plant is supposed to be a gigantic plant, I think it's supposed to have 26,000 people working there. So, if they go there, they're going to want to live in Mason because it's 5 miles from where they work. So everything is going to go up, and Tippin County, the white people want the town under them. So here's a news report about it. This is one of the first videos. It's the news report about it.
After months of back and forth between the city of Mason and the state's comptroller, a resolution could be coming.
It hurt us, and I am saddened by the fact of how they're doing it.
A spokesperson with the Tennessee Comptroller Office tells WREG they intend to take over Mason's financial operations by the end of the week. This decision comes after they urged Mason to give up its charter and become a part of Tipton County government. City leaders declined, so now their finances will be managed by the state.
With them coming in to take over the finances, as I stated earlier, it can cause a hindrance to us for its moving business.
Tennessee's comptroller came to this decision after they say they uncovered years of money mismanagement.
Opportunity will pass it by because outside companies, outside groups aren't going to want to invest in a community where they know there's the history of mismanagement.
It's bullshit.
Mason sits close to where Ford's Blue Oval City will be built. For local resident Richard Mulberry, who owns several properties in the city, he supports the state's decision and hope it leads to change.
If the county took over...
Of course you do, because you own property there. Your property, everything's going to grow up.
They would at least take care of the streets, Our taxes wouldn't be as high. We wouldn't be paying out all that we're paying here for nothing in return. What are we getting in return?
Over the years, city leaders say they have made improvements to its finances. Despite the state stepping in, Rivers say this is far from over.
If we have been here all this time, we can still thrive in Mason. And regardless to how we look now, doesn't mean that's how the outcome gonna be. But we got to stand together.
Reporting in Mason, Jordan James, WREG, News Channel 3.
By the way, the town of Mason plans to send a letter to the Tennessee Comptroller, hoping both sides can meet soon. More information from the Comptroller is expected to be released sometime this week.
And here's the Tippin County Controller. I think he's a controller, Jason Munpower. Some reporter had a calls to him like they did back in the day, like they'll see them walking, then pull a camera out and ask
run
him
up
questions.
on you.
Yeah, so he got ran up on, and here's his statements.
Flint City, 4 miles from where the Ford plant's going to be, that's potentially going to lose their charter. How does that get justified, and what is the situation with the finances specifically?
20 years of poor financial management in Mason. What we're trying...
Okay, now it's 20 years of poor financial mismanagement. Okay, there's 20 years. Well, what happened 10 years ago? Why you didn't step in 10 years ago? Why you ain't step in 15 years ago? Why you ain't step in 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
Exactly. They know that money in that town is going to be coming, and they want a piece of it. That's what it's about. I'll continue on.
To do is help them get on track so that they can benefit from all the development that's coming to their area.
And why is this becoming a situation now?
It's been a situation for 20 years.
Right, but why are you leaning on them now?
Well, it's just become untenable, and they've never had an opportunity. The tax-paying citizens have never had an opportunity like they do now.
It's for their own good?
It's for the good of the tax-paying citizens who are getting nothing for the taxes they're paying.
What does that mean, getting nothing?
Well, they're getting no services. So when the mayor of a city can't articulate what benefit the taxpayers are receiving from being a city, then it's time to evaluate whether they need to continue to be a city.
The timing of it, that you're now starting to pressure them right when Ford shows up, it starts to look a little more than coincidental. So I'm wondering, why suddenly are you taking an interest in Mason?
Because if Mason doesn't get their finances in order, the opportunity for development is going to bypass them.
That's bullshit.
Opportunity for development. So
The opportunity for
situation.
By the way, this reporter is actually asking him good questions too.
For neighborhoods to develop. You know, Mason doesn't have a grocery store or a gas station, and the citizens.
But you didn't care about all that stuff years ago.
Nope.
Now all of a sudden you take an interest that they don't have a damn gas station.
Mm-hmm. They see the come up coming.
Exactly. Oh, it's gonna be a gas station there.
And suffer from not having the ability to have those things in their communities. If they don't get their finances in order, just as we have done with other communities across the state, the Comptroller will have to run their finances for a while.
What other communities does that happen to?
Jellicoe, Van Buren County, to name a couple. We make a decision about their expenditures.
They're feeling bullied, just so you know. I talked to them. So
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. There's a lot of tough decisions that need to be made, but when you can't articulate a single benefit that taxpayers are receiving for the highest municipal taxes paid in Tipton County, you've got to look inward.
Yeah, he's full of shit. And he's using words like can't articulate. The niggas is screwing up for all the niggas has been fucking up for 20 years. And now it's time for us to step in. So yeah, this should be more known. I don't know if the World News talked about it and all that stuff, but this should be known how they want to take over the city take over the town. I'm sorry, just because that forward plane is coming. And my man said he wants the state to take over because you got like 4 or 5 properties there. I'm pretty sure you do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we're gonna talk about your boy, your favorite GM, Howie Roseman, who got.
I don't have a favorite GM.
Oh, you so supported him this week.
No,
you
I
so
didn't.
supported him.
No, I didn't.
The Eagles agreed. The Eagles, the Eagles agreed to a 3-year contract extension. The Philadelphia Eagles signed their executive vice president / general manager to a 3-year. What's the executive vice president? In terms of football,
I guess he's right under the vice president. Made up shit.
Oh yeah, because I don't know what's the difference between that and a general manager. So does the executive vice president go ahead? What you about to say?
I think the executive vice president should be above the general manager, right?
Yes, but because it seems like the executive vice president also has control over. Well, of course, Howie Roseman has control over him, but in terms of the name, the office workers also.
I can't see a president being underneath a manager. You know what I mean?
Right. So it seems like he has control over the office staff. Now, the general manager, he has control over the players.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see that.
Well, they signed him to a 3-year contract extension, according to our boy, Jimmy Kemsky of Philly Voice. It shouldn't be difficult to have mixed feelings for Roseman on Eagles general manager. On one hand, he was the architect of the Eagles' only Super Bowl victory, 2018, by the way. He's one of the best GMs in the league when it comes to understanding value and navigating trades. Look no further than the Carson Wentz deal for an example. Many will be quick to point out that Eagles have made the playoffs in 4 of the last 5 years. On the other hand, some of Roseman's praises go too far. The Eagles are 18th in point differentials and 19th in winning percentage since raising the Vince Lombardi Trophy. Thank you for that line there. And this is while benefiting from playing in arguably the worst division in the NFL. Their last 48 games outside of the NFC East, the Birds are just 19 for 29. The Eagles are currently in 4-year stretch without a top 10 overall DVOA finish. I think DVOA is when they it's statistics for like every play or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Say it again. What's the initials?
The DVOA, where I think it's like statistics for every play that happens. Something of that mad of that.
Oh, that sounds familiar. I don't know that term.
Yeah, that's the first time I heard it too. But I think that's what they do is like every play is like some form of statistic, which the first time it happened since 1984 to 1987. The Eagles have just 4 playoff wins and Roseman 11 years as a GM and an overall record of 192-1. That's shitty. There's a sense that Roseman and the Eagles pointed in the right direction after the quality of the 2021 season. Perhaps that's the case. Armed with 3 first-round draft picks in the 2022 draft, there's an opportunity for Roseman to build to another legitimate contender. Now, okay, I would have waited. I would have waited to the end of the season because to see how he's doing with these draft picks. Then if everything work out well, then you get a contract extension. I think it's way too early to give him a 3-year deal now. It's way too early.
Okay.
Go ahead. What's your
see, when you say I support her, with me and Howie Roseman, like I don't feel either way, good or bad. Like if they waited, okay, cool. If they didn't, it's only 3 years, okay. If they fired him, okay. Like it wouldn't hurt me either way. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is, if you're gonna bring up his a lot of his negatives, you also got to weigh the goods. And to me, he's like right there in the middle of 50-50. 50% good, 50% shitty. You know what I mean?
Well, it can be after they got a 19-29 record in the last 48 games, and his overall record as a GM is 192-1. And I know that you say that the GM shouldn't have being involved in a 1-loss record, but he's in charge of the personnel, so he should be.
I've never heard any other organization talk about their general manager's 1-loss record except this right now with the Eagles. We never heard about no GM for the Patriots or no GM for the Cowboys or any of these other teams that was winning when they were winning. But now people talking about a GM 1-loss record.
Jerry Jones is a GM, right?
Who?
Jerry Jones.
No, he's the owner.
But ain't he the GM also?
No.
So they have a GM?
Yeah, they got a GM.
Oh, okay. Is it his son?
I don't know. We can probably find out real quick.
Let's see for a second. Jerry Jones.
Oh yeah, well it do say it is. It do say it here.
Yeah.
Owner, president, and general manager. So in other words, he don't have a general manager.
Right.
He's just the owner, and he's running everything.
And you mentioned the Patriots. They win. So, but I'm pretty sure they talked about the GM on the New York Giants.
Man, they don't be talking about no GM.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do. He's in charge of personnel, so yes, he's responsible for if the team wins or lose or not. How can you say he's responsible for a Super Bowl, but you ain't gonna give him you can't say his 1-loss record? It's the same.
I'm not saying you can't. What I'm saying is they've never talked about a general manager's 1-loss record until now with the Eagles. All these other teams, I've never heard of that. Look at how long Russell Wilson played for Seattle, and all them years he got 1 championship. All them years Aaron Rodgers played for Green Bay, he got 1 championship. So their GM must be trash too, then, huh? They only got 1 championship.
Do they have a GM? Isn't the no, the owners are the fans are the owners. So I guess they would have a GM.
Yeah, do the fans get a kickback on the check when the team is selling and making money?
No. How does that work?
That is bullshit.
Well, don't they say that the people own the team, right?
They say that, but that's bullshit. Because if the people own it, the people will be getting a kickback.
Well, maybe they do.
If you own something, you make money off. They don't make no money off of that.
Maybe they get like a $500 check or something like that.
They don't get nothing.
Well, speaking of we talk about the Green Bay Packers. Now, explain to me why in the hell would they trade Davante Adams? Who in the hell is Aaron Rodgers going to throw it to?
Well, and that's what I said. I said if you're going to re-sign Aaron Rodgers to a super contract like that, you need his weapon. Why re-sign him and then let his number 1 receiver go, which is probably the best receiver in football right now? That ain't make no sense. So now they got Lazard as their number 1. Lazard never even proven to be a number 2. So how you gonna be just bump up to number 1? He can't stay healthy, and he's not even proven.
Well, hell, in terms of receptions, Davante Adams was first, and the next one it was a running back, right? in terms of
Well,
receptions.
that's what I'm saying. They don't have a guy that can really step up. Like, I mean, they're gonna have to force somebody to step up, but they never really had like a 1-2 punch at receiver. They only really had Adams. All these other guys that they had was like role player receivers.
Right, because see, I thought, well, that's also what people said, online or whatever, that when Aaron Rodgers got all that big money up front, that how these guys they maneuver money for the salary cap.
Right.
Like for example, what the Eagles did with Fletcher Cox. They'll like maneuver money and do this and that or whatever. And I thought that the reason why they gave him a big guaranteed money was to help Devontae Adams. And Devontae Adams was only there for a week after he signed that deal.
Well, they offered because he had a player option on his contract when they franchise tagged him.
Yeah.
So whoever signed him, his original team get first right to match that number, and he has to stay with his team.
Right.
But he said he didn't want to play for Green Bay no more.
No shit. See, I thought that's the reason why Aaron Rodgers resigned, because that's supposed to be his boy or whatever, and I thought they had worked all that shit out.
Maybe, but he didn't want to be there no more. That's just the bottom line. And they said they offered more than the team that got him. What team got him? Cleveland or
Vegas?
L.A. Yeah, Vegas. Well, whatever Green Bay offered, it was a lot more than what Vegas gave them. They didn't say the number, but they were talking about it on the radio.
Now, has Deshaun Watson officially gone to Cleveland?
I think so.
Or maybe they already waiting for the draft to do all that shit.
No. I think he already got traded because they showed like what he got traded for and all that shit. And they said his $230 million is all guaranteed.
Ooh, shit. Good move by Cleveland. But the bad thing what Cleveland did is they got rid of their damn receivers.
They got rid of all of them too.
Right. Just to help out Baker. That's what that was all about.
Now Baker demanded a trade and they said no. So you're gonna have Baker. So you're gonna have Baker and Watson on the same team?
Well, I'm assuming they're going to battle. They're going to battle for who's the because can you depend on Deshaun Watson, who been out a year, to be an automatic starter of the team?
Yeah,
you can. You think so?
Over Baker is garbage. What do you have? 17 touchdowns and 14 interceptions.
Yeah, he throws a lot of interceptions.
This is like what his fourth year or something. Like, you're supposed to be over that crack.
Yeah,
one good year in 4 years.
Yep.
And all them weapons they kept putting around him, they put like 3 good running backs, 2 good tight ends, 2 good receivers, and he couldn't do nothing with it.
Yep, and Odell was supposed to be in garbage and all that stuff, but here he go to L.A. and win a championship. And
the same.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the same way Odell dad made that video about all the times he was open and Baker missed him. I bet you what's the other receiver name? I bet you he could do the same thing.
Landry, LeBron.
Yep. Yeah. Now he's a slot guy. Slot guy's supposed to be getting those targets, and he still wasn't getting his targets. And what's the name? Baker can't throw. Baker's a little guy and he can't throw.
Yep. Well, okay, let's talk about quarterback and trade. Your old boy Carson Wentz had that 1 year in Indianapolis and completely felt under the last.
Now you know damn well he was never my boy.
and those last 2 or 3 games, I could have swore they was gonna make it to the playoffs.
They was in the driver's seat. There's no way they should have missed those playoffs.
Thanks to him.
And you look at his numbers. You say, well, damn, he had an all year. But that's like Fugazi and shit.
Yep.
Because when it came time to close, they was 2 bum-ass teams at the end of the season. That all they had to do was win one of them.
Yep. Because if you look at his stats, you say, oh, yeah, he had a good year until you see the last, 2 or 3 games and all of them interceptions he threw. Because that's what most of his interceptions came from, those last 3 games. 3 games or 2 games, I'm not sure. Well, Philip, you'll be facing him 2 times because he's signed to the Washington Commanders. Now, what are your thoughts for that?
Ain't nobody worried about Carson Wentz. He's one of those guys. If you put a little pressure on him, he do the dumb shit.
Yes. Yeah. He do that. I'll try so much to win.
Yep. And he hold the ball so long. When he was here on our team, I said the same thing. And then he went to L.A. and did not L.A. Where did he go?
Indianapolis.
Yeah, he went there and did the same thing. He just hold the ball so long he gets sacked. Like, God damn, if ain't nothing there, throw that shit away.
Exactly. Well, going back to Howie Roseman, now he said that Jalen Hurts was safe. Come to find out that they were trying to trade for Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson didn't want to remove his no trade clause to come to Philadelphia. So, what are your thoughts with that one?
Well, Russell said it was two teams in the league y'all can't trade me to. It was like Cleveland and Philly, or Washington and Philly. So no matter what, he didn't want to be here. But the thing is, if you say, okay, this is my guy, but you see another guy that's on a market, why not make a bid if it's a major upgrade? You know what I mean?
But is it a major upgrade?
I think so. I mean, I like Hurts. I like to give Hurts one more year, see some improvement. Now, if he don't prove, then it's time to look for something. But
Right.
the 1 year he played good. He played good. He played solid. So now he should improve on that year. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Russell already hit his peak, so he's on the downside of his career, and that's why Seattle like unloaded him and got rid of everybody else that was on the team, the veterans and stuff. They ready to just start over now because they can win and they can make the playoffs, but they don't have enough to get them over that hump to get to the Super Bowl.
Right. Right. And also, well, the rumor was the Eagles was in a Deshaun Watson hunt. Is that true?
Well, they when the story first came out that Watson demanded a trade, the Eagles was one of the teams that inquired about it. But that when we was in the Watson thing, that was before Hurts played this year.
Yes. Yes. But I just can't see. But the thing about Howie Roseman or any other GM is they shouldn't be talking about, yeah, this is my quarterback and I'm staying with him and still doing trades behind his back. Right. You should just never say anything about it. They say like, well, look, I wouldn't just even mention. I'll just be like, well, like no comment or whatever, or do it in a fancy way.
Yeah, or you can say like they say like, well, is Jalen Hurts your starting quarterback for next year? I'd be like, we got 3 quarterbacks on my roster right now, and he's the starter. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's an easy way to say he's the front runner for who I got. Exactly. Now, if something else come along, then hey, you know what I mean? Should change.
Right. Now, supposedly, Jalen Hurts was mad and removed Philadelphia Eagles from his Twitter because that's what we have to go by now. When a guy gets mad, they'll remove their name of the team and all that shit, like Kyler Murray did with the Cardinals.
I didn't hear Jalen Hurts did that. I heard about Kyler Murray, but I didn't hear Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, they said he removed it from Twitter. I don't know if he brought it back or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, because he was mad at when it came to find out that they was trying to get Russell Wilson.
These new age dudes. That's how they feel. Like it's a job. It is what it is. They got to think about the organization first. Look at Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield put a goodbye letter to the fans, and he's still on the team. They won't even trade his ass.
Yeah. And well, like I said, Kyler Murray removed all that Cardinal shit, and they had to go and talk to him and all that shit. And I'm like, I would just think it would be funny
if that coddle his feelings and shit. That wouldn't bother me if I was the organization.
Exactly. I'd be like, okay, like what is he going to do? He's going to have to play or stay home, one or the other.
Yeah.
And he fucked up during the last. He had but he made it to the playoffs, but he fucked up during the last couple of games too.
Yeah,
he was like a runner for the MVP.
He was a runner for the MVP, and they was one of the favorites to come out of the NFC.
Yep,
and he shit the bed.
Now we see our Sixers. They still on the road. Do you want to have anything to comment about the Sixers?
I like the way that Embiid is balling, even though he been having some bad shooting nights. He been getting a lot of free throws, so that's cool because that keep the other team in foul trouble. And since you're a good free throw shooter, you can make those. James Harden, he had one good game in the last 4 games, so he need to get back on the roll. I like when he shoot the ball less than 15 times and still get over 20 points.
Right.
And his thing is when he shoot real bad, he don't even get assists no more. He just be like, fuck it, I ain't getting no rebounds, I ain't playing no defense, I ain't getting no assists. You know how some players would be like, you know what, I'm off, so I'm gonna do something else to help us win. You don't do that shit. If he off, he just be like, fuck it. You know what I
mean? Now, so far on March the 20th, 2022, are you signing Harden to a max extension?
He probably not even gonna sign here.
I don't think so either.
Because that's what I said. I said, and everybody like, oh, he gonna sign. He gonna sign. Well, if he gonna sign, what he waiting for?
Exactly.
They say he wanted to be here since last year. He got he got his general manager that he wanted to play for, that he won MVP under. So what's the holdup? He's waiting to see how this year pan out. And if we get knocked off in the second round, he gonna be out. You watch.
That's the same thing we were saying to Chick. Because that doesn't make no sense for me if I'm James Harden, that don't make no sense for me signing a max deal for what 2 or 3 months when I can in 2 or 3 months I can go to any team I want to and still get the same deal.
Yep.
So that don't make any sense.
And that's the reason why I was trying to say it wasn't a good trade, because we gave up a lot to get James Harden with no guarantee that he's going to be here after next year. Like, it's one thing if you say, all right, I'm going to trade. You know how the NFL do it. When you trade somebody like that, but it's under conditions where it's a trade and sign. I'm going to trade for you, but right now you need to sign this contract saying you're going to extend. You know what I mean? So that way you make the trade, you get your player, and you also got him for the next couple of years. But Harden ain't had to sign nothing. We got him for the end of this year, and then that's it. That don't make no sense.
Right. So let's go on to TV movie talk. Philip, how did you think about this last episode of Power?
I just watched it today. I think it's comical and it's like a lot of bullshit.
I think it's so damn
bullshit.
I think it's so damn stupid that they holding the
Oh my god, that was driving me crazy. You talking about the doctor?
Yes.
Whatever you call it. Yeah, they holding her against her will. She got to stay in the lab 24/7. Can't have a social life. Can't go out. Can't go to work. Like, what kind of shit is that?
And you also notice that they kill people, and they're just like no
investigation.
Exactly.
Cops snooping around.
Right. So he kills 2 of Flynn's men. And it's just like, oh well, and like he just like go on like ain't nothing ever happened.
Come and go, ain't nobody saying, "Oh, the cops outside" or nothing. You know what I mean?
Right. Yep. And the girl, what's the pound puppy's name? Scar. She goes on a date with the.
and that was funny too, because when she said she was going, I thought she'd have been at another table just keeping an eye on her. She's sitting there right at the date with him, and she's like, "What the hell is this?"
Right.
And then if that was in real life, you'd be like, you know what, I'm cool. I'm supposed to have a date with this girl. She brings some scarred up girl on a date with us. You know what I mean?
Right. And how about how she had called and told her work that she was feeling under the weather?
More bullshit.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense at all. And well, you see, our boy Freddie Gibbs had a little cameo, and
right. I said that to Shay. She was like, I don't know. I said, like, yeah, he's a rapper.
Yeah. Now, why did the young man turn on the dreadlock?
The 2
young man. Yeah, how did he turn on?
I don't know. I thought that was stupid. He just punched. First of all, just ran up and punched him in the back of the head for no reason. Talking about he all on social media. What are you talking about?
Right.
And then the bull pull out a gun ready to kill you. Like that was stupid and didn't make sense.
Right. And then they talking about the deal and all that stuff. And all of a sudden the other young man like, no, that's my deal. That's my family member. So they asked them. It's like they want, of course, they want him, the kid to find well, he already knows, but they want to be out in the open. Like he'll roll with Tommy and his father. So they trying to bring that along way too fast.
Right.
That's what I say about this writing. Now, y'all think that Ghost is alive and they doing this and that, but in terms of looking at this writing, I don't see that they even think like that.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. Even with the drug, I thought Tommy would tell the boy like, "This is my shit." You know what I mean? I'm working on something.
No, I didn't think so, because remember he wanted to keep it separate, because remember he disassociated himself with the black guy and the Flynn. So I think he want to do this on the side because he don't want nobody to know, because they'd be like, oh man, well look, I'm in. Well, you see, he got mad when the Flynn was in the club.
Right.
Yeah, so no, I didn't think he was going to tell him that. Yeah, man, that's mine. You want, because the guy was like, well, look, I want in or whatever. Well, you owe me for doing such and such, and you know how what people would do.
Mm-hmm. I just thought he'd have been like, yeah, that's something I'm working on. But they shouldn't have let it hit the streets the way they let it hit so hard, and it wasn't ready.
Right. Oh, it was also stupid of how how Tommy wanted the pharmacist to make it cheaper quality.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And she make a cheaper quality in what, 2 days? What
Yep.
she said. and then like you want me to actually snort that stuff in my and I'm sorry also, I don't want no doctor to test her supply like that.
And that's another thing. If she was feared for her life and the way they strong armed her, why ain't she just put some poison in it so when they sniff it, they all fucking drop dead?
Exactly. And then he was talking to her like they all cool with each other, like they partners or whatever.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. And Tommy shitted on her too. That was last week's episode about how now I would think that they would have cut the doctor in on everything, but he was like, no, it was just like treated her like a piece of shit. Like, well, look, if I'm doing all this and I'm not a partner, then what am I doing this for?
Well, see, that's what I said. If I was her from the jump, I'd have been like, you know what, fuck y'all. If y'all gonna kill me, but you ain't never gonna know how to make this. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And now, if I want to be down, y'all can sign me as a partner, give me a cut. But I ain't gonna be doing this and y'all just strong arming me and making me do it against my will. I'm still gonna come and go as I please, but I'm gonna still work on it. You know what I mean?
Right. And you see how they already plotting to kill her, or whatever.
Yep, whispering and shit.
Exactly.
Too much.
So they can find out that the pound puppy, also known as Scar, can find out how to do it and everything. And once she gets the hang of it, then the doctor is just like in a way.
Right. It's almost like the same thing that happened on Breaking Bad. They had, you know how they had the doctor in there with the young boy that's supposed to learn how to make it so then they can kill him.
Right. Well, did you see Snowfall this week?
I did.
All right. Now the question to you is Franklin's girlfriend, is she a CIA agent?
I don't think so. They said she was a lawyer, and they showed like her being on a case or something early on and shit. It's just too much talking on the show for me, though.
Right. It almost seems like she's just like doing too much like hood shit, gangster shit. Like how she loaded up the weapon on the last episode before that one. And this episode, it ain't no square, no good girl, whatever you want to call her, no straight shooter is going to sit around like, look, give me your guns, and put it in her purse like that.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, she must be some sort of, when I seen that, I'm like, she must be some sort of agent or working or something like that.
You got the aunt talking to the cops and snitched on a young boy in the project.
Yep.
You got the mom talking to, I don't know who she talking to, but that's above the damn FBI, CIA. Who's that guy?
I don't know. Is he like an assassin or some shit?
No, he's not. He's above the CIA though, because they trying to bring what's the name down.
Right.
But so I'm thinking he like I don't know what's above the CIA.
I don't know. Is the FBI above the CIA? Are they the same?
No, they I think the CIA is above the FBI. But it got to be some other organization, like how he was saying, like Interpol and all this other shit like that.
Right. Now, how's she going to tell on him when the son? She know the son is like working with him, had arm in arm with each other, but she don't want to tell on the son.
I don't want my son to go down. My family need to be safe, but he's the fucking ringleader. All right, you know what I'm saying? Exactly.
Let's go back to Power real quick. Now, the brother got a nice head on his shoulders. Now this girl come out of nowhere and sitting in his seat that he normally sit at. He get to bang her brains out that same night, and now they like in a relationship. Now you know when somebody just pop up out of nowhere like that, you know something's going on there. Well, she's not. She's not
he ain't questioning or checking it out or nothing.
Exactly. Like, where are you from? Nothing like that. No questions like that. Well, the only positive thing is she's not a cop. She's a CIA agent.
Is she?
I mean, I'm sorry, a reporter. I'm sorry.
Oh.
She's a reporter. I'm sorry.
She's doing way too much to be a reporter.
Right.
Fucking dropping it like it's hot just for a story.
Exactly. Now, how did you like this week's Married at First Sight?
Married at First Sight.
When cool. Okay. Yeah, that Elijah, he goes way too hard.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but why would you even say something like that in the middle of where they all being cool? And maybe she didn't. Maybe she.
Well, that's because
Go ahead.
Maybe that's because she probably didn't know, like, but he was sitting right next to her going through her phone. So why does she have that app on her phone? And then it was like they sitting at the table and they going around asking everybody, so how's the marriage is going? So that's why he had, if he's being honest, he's like, not good. You know, I question the situation. I question if I'm gonna say yeah, because you know what I mean. He didn't want to say it in front of everybody, but him speculating like that made people say, "Oh shit, what's going on?" Making her say the same thing. So he was kind of in a jam because if he say everything going on good, then everybody be like everything good. But then that night they have it out 1-on-1. They were like, damn, they were sitting at the table, everything was good. So that's why he was like kind of in the middle.
Well, you said yourself that women are like that with their phones. Don't delete shit. Never clear the cache and all that type of shit on their phone.
Mm-hmm.
So she never deleted it. So she was on the shit, but she never deleted it.
But right, so those things they do like Facebook and all of them. They track your activity. So if she ain't been on it in 2 years, when he clicked on it, he would have saw hasn't been on in 2 years. So I'm thinking she was on there recently, and that's why he was pissed off about it. Because if it was said last login 2 years ago, he wouldn't have been mad.
See, I don't think so. I'm on her side. I'm thinking that she did. It was on. I'm thinking that it was she haven't used it in a while. And so
we said that because I'm pretty sure he clicked on it and it would have said that. And so for him to be mad like that, that means she must have been on there recently.
And what's her name? Katina? It's Katina, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how about the part when she got mad and she started taking off her stuff and she said, "Well, hurry up and finish. I'm done shooting, or you'll see the real Katina." So you've been fake all this time?
That's what I said. I said, "Oh shit, she's really a ghetto Joe and trying to be nice then."
Right, trying to hold everything in or whatever. Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, you want to see the real Katina?" I'm like, so that would hurt. That statement right there is worse than having the old app on her phone to me. Because I'm like, well, shit, you've been being fake to me. So how are you really?
Right.
And the other brother and the girls, they get close sometimes and they go far apart. They get close again and they get far apart.
See, I called their situation from the jump. I said she don't really like him. So that's why whenever he's being like extra nice, she give him just a little bit to make him think he got a chance. You know what I mean? But then when she get to talking to people, she be like, I ain't feeling him like that. Right. But you would think like that night we had or that day we had on our date, you made it seem like that. So she give him just enough to get him to smile.
And they haven't had relations yet. No. Now, what about Olajuwon and Katina? Did
they
have
relations? Drop that yet stuff because they ain't happening.
Well, you never know.
Nah. She don't like him. She ain't gonna give him none.
Now, what about our Asian couple? I don't remember the names. The brother, the guy that don't. Okay, yeah, no, I don't know what's the guy's name?
I don't know, Steve or some shit like that.
Now you being funny.
What do you mean being funny? It's like a common name. That's why I said Steve.
Now she's in love with him. She give him some. She's so in love, but then she always brings up how he ain't working.
Right. And see, that's stupid to me too, because she knew he wasn't working from the door. So why are you falling in love with him if that's a big issue for you? He said he's trying, and it's funny because the same situation has happened with Mark the Shark and his lady. She said, look, take some time, find something you like, and then get the job. Well, that's what Nui husband is trying to say. He's saying, I just don't want to go get a job. I want to find something I enjoy and do that. Right. And he was like, well, how you going to pay? I don't want to get in a situation where we got a family and we can't pay bills. He's like, well, if I need some money, I'll just tap into my savings. So obviously he got some dough in the bank. He ain't worried about it.
Right. Yeah, some people are like that when they have money. They'll sit around and, well, we talked about before about how some guys will take a year off of work and don't do nothing. Oh yeah, well,
do you remember when I took that whole year off?
Yeah.
Because we went to speed dating and you was sitting there bouncing from table to table, and I was talking to one of the girls. She asked me. She said, "Well, what you do?" I mean, I was still in the military, but I was like, "I ain't got no job." She's like, "What you mean you ain't got no job?" And as soon as I said that, I could tell her whole attitude changed, and I was just like, "Whatever, I ain't thinking about this girl anymore." But it was the same thing. Like I wasn't trying to work. Like I got fired from I think that's when I got fired from TSA.
Yes.
So I still was getting my check from TSA, and then I got a bonus from the military. So I was chilling for like a whole year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Now,
so he
what
on
up?
that tip.
Oh,
I
I'm
think he
sorry.
got. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. You right.
No, I was just gonna say, and I think he in the same boat. I think he got enough bread that he's all right for right now, and he's just not gonna jump and rush into something that he don't feel like he want to do.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now talk about Mark the Shark and his lady.
I don't know. Like, she must got a good job, but I don't know if he keeps saying like I want to slow down because our real lives we gotta think about what's going on after this. Wherever he live, he's saying it's far. I don't know if it's far from where she live or the job is far from where he live. I don't know his situation. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But if she's saying like don't sweat it, you know what I mean? You can get a job, something that you like. She must got bread, and she come off like she doing all right.
Right.
And Mark, like I said, Mark is your boy, but to me he's a little dirtball.
Yeah, no, he ain't my boy.
Wear goddamn fumigation suits and all this shit to fucking clean out our apartment.
I just don't. I just didn't like how she talked about like, hey, why don't you say what your mom say? Why don't you go over your mom's? Now she know her mom's.
When people arguing, man, they take low blows because he said, yeah, go have another drink, and everybody called her drunk.
He said it. One. He said it after she said about his mom. And she know his mom. It's his mom, right? That's in a nurse. Okay, so his mom got issues. She has dementia or Alzheimer's.
I don't know.
Well, she has one of those. She know his mom isn't right. Why are you mentioning her like that? See, if I was Mark, I'd have just my automatically just turned off by her. Well, I know, but I'll stay in the house. They are doing the show. They are doing the show. So I stay in the house and all that stuff, but I'll just be like just totally turned off. No, you don't do anything.
She should have been turned off about him with all them damn fleas and roaches and his bed bugs and shit. And then like if the role was reversed and that was me, I would never help a girl clean her house out like that, like she did for him. I would. You got what in that house? No, I'm not going up in there. And now I'm looking at you like you're a dirty ass person. I don't even want you touching me.
It's all those cats. That's why.
Fleas and bed bugs and roaches. Like what?
How many cats?
Like
he got 3
6,
cats, right? Oh shit! I thought he had 3.
Is it 3? I don't know why I said 6. I feel like it was 6.
Well, hell, 3, 6. That's still too many. But I think it's what man is going.
Have all these damn cats.
Can't have all them cats like that. Nah.
They land in the bed and all this shit.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So he must have left town and just left the cats in there by themselves. But they must got like a trap door to leave the house. So that's how they got the fleas. Because you don't just get fleas being in the house. They must be like coming and going. You know what I mean? And they get the fleas.
Mm-hmm.
Must have left some food out when he bounced. So that's where the roaches came from. And the bed bugs, I don't know. He's just a dirty ass dude. But when they was arguing, that's what she was talking about, all that shit in his crib. Now everybody know he got that shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she also said that he doesn't satisfy her sexually. If he doesn't satisfy you sexually, why are you still with him? I don't get that.
Show.
Exactly. Like, no. So the only couples that's not sleeping together is the 2 black couples, huh?
Mm-hmm. And the night before, they made it seem like Elijah Wan was the one saying like, "Nah, I'm not ready yet." And I said, "That's bullshit. He just don't want to put her out there like that." So he making it seem like he'll take the fall for that. Then you see when he got all drunk, he was all kissing on her and stuff, and then it didn't go as planned. Then he was all mad the next morning.
Yep. So what other TV shows?
Did I watch anything? I watched Naked and Afraid. It started back up. Mm-hmm. That was a good show. It was an alright show. Matter of fact, it wasn't alright. It was a fucked up episode. One of the episodes I watched. You know how as a man and a female, and they're supposed to be 21 days surviving.
Right.
Well, they put a trainee on there.
Oh no.
So the trainee got boobs, but still got his man parts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh my God. I said, man, I'll leave that show. They ain't gonna set me up like that if I was a dude. Well, how about like the second day my man act like he passed out and hit his head on a rock?
The straight guy. he would get the fuck up out of there.
Yup. So they like, medic, we need a medic. Here he got like a little fucking shoestring scratch on his head with like a little bit of blood. Talking about he hit his head on a rock. He might got a concussion. He got to go, and that was it for him. I said, I'd have got the fuck out of there too. Like, how can you take somebody serious and talking to him? It's one thing if y'all two naked men and y'all talking, or that's a naked man and a naked girl, but you got to be sitting there talking to a man with boobs, but as a female, but still got a Johnson. I was like, nobody want to deal with that shit.
Right.
Yup, he fell right on the ground and act like he had a concussion.
Oh shit.
That show's entertaining.
Oh, that's going to definitely have. I gotta look for that because that's going to definitely have to be on one of these clips we got. It's going to have to be. It's going to have to be. I'll say TikTok. He's definitely going to be.
well, he didn't make it seem like that was the reason, but I said that, and lo and behold, he did the same thing. He got the fuck out of there.
He said, "What the fuck? I gotta be walking around doing shit with this." Oh no, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. He did it. He did it in a nice way too. Good move.
That's how you do it. Talking about he hit his head on a rock and he laid the fuck out. As soon as they put him in that land, took him away. He was sitting there talking and chilling. Yeah, he got a concussion. He can't come back. All this type of shit.
So does that mean that the transsexual can't go on, or
no? They'll finish by themselves.
Oh, okay. Now, did the transsexual finish?
Yeah, she finished.
Oh, okay. All right. Anything else?
I watched From. I kind of binge watched From.
Okay. From what was that about again? It's a black
yeah, our brother in the wheelchair from Oz, he liked to start a show.
Oh, okay.
He's like the sheriff of this town. What happened is like people from all over the world find themselves on this road, and then the road got like a tree in front of it, so they can't pass the road. And then when they finally get around the tree, they keep coming around to the same town. So they stuck in that town. They got to live in that town with the rest of the people that's in the town. But in that town at night, it's like some fucking ghosts, zombies, or whatever the fuck they is. They roam the streets. So when it get dark, you need to bring your ass in the house.
Right.
But they can change into like the little girl heard her grandmom at the window. So the dad, he was at the bar getting drunk and they ain't make it home in time. So he had to spend the night at the bar because it was dark outside. He's supposed to brought his ass home. So the wife was at the house with the daughter and she heard her grandmom. So she move the curtain from the window, see the grandmom. She like, hey, hi, let me open the door, let me in, or whatever. And she was like, grandmom, you look a little different. And then the mom come running like, no, get away from that window. And the little girl let the grandmom in and she got fucked up, her and the mom.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So when the morning come, everybody at the house, because they see blood everywhere, they know like fucking the shit that got him.
Mm-hmm.
My man come home and shit. Fucking sheriff slapping him up like, look at this shit. You a man, you supposed to protect your family. I told you, motherfucker, to nail the windows shut. How come you ain't do it? So they got this thing where people fuck up, they put you in this joint. It's like a fucking wooden thing in the middle of town, and they leave you in there at night, and then the monsters come and just fuck you up. So they put his ass in there and they tore his ass up. It's entertaining. It's an entertaining show.
Mm-hmm.
I also watched this joint. It was called what is it called? The girl at work told me about it. Tinder Swindler. Did you see that?
No.
Oh shit, you gotta watch that. It was good. Here, this guy was the son of a diamond billionaire, but he's swindling all these thousands of dollars from all these girls.
Is this a TV show or like
no? It's one episode.
Oh,
like
okay.
It's a documentary, but it's like one show.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he on Instagram and all these joints. He got all these pictures. He's flying a helicopter. He got a private jet. His kicker is when he first meet a girl, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna send my private jet to get you and bring you to London or France or whatever for our first date. So these girls be head over heels and they do that shit. Of course, you know they rock and roll on a first date.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, this dude ain't got no money. He's scamming like shit. And he's scamming one girl, getting all this bread from one girl. The front like he got money for another girl, and then he just juicing everybody. That was
right.
And this is one of them Jones, the bad guy get away at the end too. Check it out when you get a chance, so then we can talk about it.
Okay, Tinder Swindler. Anything else?
Not really. It's another one that they told me to watch too. I didn't watch it yet. It's called something about Anna. Something is a 6-part series or something. She was on the news. She just got deported back to like London or England or something.
Oh yeah,
But
I
she was doing a
saw it.
big time scamming too.
Yeah, she was acting like she was like a New York
Socialite or whatever they call them.
Yeah. I saw the girl that plays on Ozark is the star of it. I saw them talking about it on the news on
Yeah,
Friday.
they said that's really good too. I didn't watch it yet.
Okay. What about movies?
I ain't really watch. I don't think I watched any new movies. I did put on this movie last night called Gold, but then I like turned it off like halfway through.
What's it about?
It's like you know how they do like the apocalyptic future was all dusty like Mad Max type joint.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the guy he's supposed to be meeting this other guy in the town to pick him up to take him to the city to get a job. So when the guy pick him up to take him to the job, he do something to the car. I think it overheat in the middle of the desert or something. So he like walking around. He finds some gold, but it's too big to pick up. So he's like, one of us got to stay with the gold. The other one got to like walk to town or get the car fixed to get in the town. But we got to stay with this. This is all gold, man. Like we're gonna be rich. And it's like, I guess like a real big ass piece underground. So they like dig it up, put it around. They got the car running again. I guess after it cooled off because it overheated.
Right.
And they like tied the piece of gold to the car to try to pull it out of the ground, but it's just too heavy. So they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna get like an excavator or something. The guy say, you got to stay with it. So while he's staying with it, I guess somebody else come along and see him out there, like, what you doing out here, this and that. So he's trying to like keep it hush hush, like just leave me alone. I'm all right. You sure you can get your ride back? Like all on that shit. Then hyenas coming out at night trying to fuck him up. It's like all this shit. And he just surviving. But he on his phone. He talking to the dude like, yo, man, it's been 6 days now. Where you at? Where you at?
Oh shit.
Yeah. So the guy never came back for him. But I'm thinking the guy trying to get him killed, like weigh it out until he get killed out there in the middle of nowhere. And then I can come back and just get the gold for myself.
Right.
So it looked kind of decent. I just put it on like last night. I put it on like 12 midnight. Then I stopped it like halfway. I was like, all right, I'm going to come back to this.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Nah, not really. You watch anything?
Yeah, well, I saw the Batman. Good movie. 3 hours long. A lot of dialogue.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it about a 7.5.
Okay, so I'll watch it since you give it.
It's like well, word on the street said that HBO Max, it was supposed to be on HBO Max like in April.
Yeah,
that's what they said on the internet. I don't know if it's true or not. But it's like if you went to like murder mysteries and whodunit, it's more on that vein more than like a superhero movie because he's like his utility belt isn't up to what you known as, and his Batmobile is just like a regular car that's like souped up because he's like just starting out, so he don't have that.
They said like it's the second year of being Batman or something.
Yeah, it's the second year, so he's so it's like because he got stuff that's like he's just like starting out. So don't expect no high tech stuff and everything. So he's known as the world's greatest detective. Batman, he always says the world's greatest detective. So he's like using his detective skills.
Okay.
So if you went in that thing and
Yeah,
I don't know if well, a lot of kids like Batman. I don't know if a kid's going to like this movie because there's a lot of dialogue in there. The movie's 3 hours long. So it's a lot of dialogue. A lot of talking and him trying to solve the crime and all that stuff.
Right. So that's probably what killed me, that 3 hours.
Yeah,
I like to put movies on at night, but I can't be putting on a 3-hour movie at night.
Yep, it's like 3 hours and like 7 to 8 minutes. It's very long, very long, but it's good though. It's good. It's good. What else I looked at? Oh, I looked at this movie called Foreman. Foreman is now. Do you remember Adebisi from Oz?
Are you saying Foreman?
Foreman, F-A-R.
Yeah.
You heard about it?
Are you saying Foreman?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, I never heard of it. No, I know you're talking about Adebisi.
Yeah, from Oz. So it's kind of like his life story. It's starring our boy. What's our boy Franklin's real name? Is Idris? Is it Idris? Okay, well, it stars him. So and Kate Beckinsale is in it also. So it's about, okay, now back in like the 60s or 70s, they did this thing called farming, which is Nigerian parents send their kids to the UK for money. It's almost like an adoption type of thing. So you can imagine what these people do to these kids when they get there.
Right.
So Adebisi is in it also. I don't know Adebisi's real name. I'll just call him Adebisi. Adebisi is the father of Idris. So Kate Beckinsale is the mom of Watch. She got like 5 or 6 kids that they
So
get.
Kate Beckinsale is the one that's adopting a kid or getting a kid.
Farming the kid. They like, well, look, take care of the kid and we'll pay you such and such.
Okay.
But she got like 5 of them, and they like clean and cook and all that stuff. And she taught him how to steal and everything like that. So he feels like an outcast. So he gets beat up by these skinheads, right? So all of a sudden, to make a long story short, he becomes a skinhead. Yes, Idris. Yes, he's a skinhead. He dressed like him. He dressed like him and everything. And it's the teacher. The teacher, she's an I don't know her real name. She has a African name. She's also British. I can't remember anything that she was in. You didn't watch Low Key, did you?
No.
Okay, she's in Low Key, and you don't watch the 007 movies.
I watched a few of them.
Did you watch the last one?
No.
Okay, she's in that. That's the only thing I know she's in. But if you see her face, you're gonna say, "Oh, I know who this is." She's the teacher. So, okay, now she's like biracial, and Idris is in class making fun about how black she is, and she kicked him out. So she sees some rolling. He's like a good artist and all that stuff. He's like a kid with potential. So she sees him rolling with the skinhead. So she trying to talk to him, and they had beat her up. So they going around robbing people and all that stuff, beating people up. So they got in a fight with a rival gang unit, a rival skinhead gang. I don't know how in the world you could be skinheads and rivals with each other, but hey, look. So they all outside in this field. They all ready to rumble or whatever. So they made the black guy go out and fight all the group of guys. And of course, he get his ass beat up or whatever. So to make a long story short, I don't know if he killed the. They never said. Well, he stabbed the leader of his skinhead group. They never said he killed him or not. But I know he was just stabbed and laying on the ground. They never mentioned that he died or anything. So he got locked up for all the stuff that he was doing, and the teacher was there and like taught him how to do his work and all that stuff. And he became a lawyer. He became a lawyer at the end. Oh, and Kate Beckinsale was like an evil parent, but she came along at the end. Like she showed like she really cared and all that stuff. And he became a doctor. He became a lawyer at the end. Well, Adebisi is a lawyer for real.
Is this a true story?
It's loosely based on Adebisi's life. He wrote it and directed too, by the way.
Okay.
And so he's a lawyer. He became a lawyer for real, and he's I think he got one of them honorable doctorate degrees. Yeah, and yeah, it's about his life story and everything. He joined the skinhead. I cannot see Adebisi as a skinhead.
Yeah, I'll check it out. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
Farming, I give it a 6, 6.5. Something if you want to look at something on the weekend, you want doing anything. Yeah. That's the only thing I can think of now that I looked at. Yeah. Well, I already told you about the Bel Air show. The Bel Air show.
Yeah, you told me enough not to watch it. That's what you told me.
What I tell you not to watch? What are the reasons?
Jeffrey the butler is a fucking fixer.
Yeah, he's like Ray Donovan. Like he's like, yo, look, go talk to him or go watch him, and he'll like fix situations out. Yeah, he ain't no butler.
The 12-year-old is gay.
Yeah, and the girl. Keep in mind, I'm like 2 episodes behind. So the girl she she thinks Will Smith is so dope. Well, his name is Will Smith on the show. Was his name Will Smith on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
I don't know. It was Will.
I know it was Will
using the last name like that.
Yeah, me neither. And well, he's Will Smith on there. Well, she likes the little 12-year-old girl thinks Will Smith is so dope or whatever. So now, little Ashley is so heartbroken that the girl she like Will. So, Carlton, did I tell you that he snorts Adderall?
No, you told me Carlton's ex-girlfriend is Will's best friend.
Yeah, that's well, they kissed on the last episode I looked at. And she didn't want to do anything with him because that was Carlton's cousin. So they were just like cool with each other, hang around and talk. They can relate because both of them weren't from the places where the kids that went to high school with was from. So they kind of had something in common there. So that's the reason why they talked. But it wasn't really like a relationship thing. It was like a friendship thing or whatever. And so the last episode they had kids. So I don't know what's going on there. Oh, and also Aunt Viv. So Aunt Viv is an artist, and Michael Eli, is that his name? The guy that was in the
boy with the blue eyes.
Yeah. He's like he has an artist a studio or whatever, and he wants her in the studio. So they like kind of sort of flirting with each other, and so the father seen it, and he told Jeffrey to watch him. Jeffrey the fixer.
Yeah, that's too much for me. I'm cool.
Go ahead and watch one episode. Oh, they shot it here. The first episode. You might like the first episode because majority of it was based here. They were shooting around your way. Yeah, they're shooting around your old way. Yeah. Yeah, so that's it. There's another movie that I'm almost finished watching, but I'll save that for another time. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to us. You can reach us on Facebook and Twitter at PNL Judgmentals, Instagram at _Judgmentals, TikTok also at PNL Judgmentals, and you can email us at pnljudgmentals@gmail.com. So, all right, Phil. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Peace out.
I can tell you're mad at me just by how your face look. You can check the status on my level, not my Facebook. Comments on my photos, that's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associates, so I be on my dolo. Hold up, whoa, hold the phone. You think all I do is rap? I can do it on my own. That's why I produce the track. Don't wonder where my crew is at. They'll be back. Niggas see me walking on the block and look like, who is that? Who is that? People always wanna know where my friends is at, like we attached. I don't need no crew to produce the same effect. How lame is that? Niggas say that we drawlin', but really we ballin'. They mad cause they fall.